Hello and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie. Zach, we're back.
Yeah, in a fashion.
So, if you're new, this is the show where we are spending all of 2019 watching movies from 1994.
Most of 2019.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
In a particular order, in the order they came out. Trying to do it in the week the film came out.
Yes.
Like this film came out a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And we recorded a couple weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago in 1994, obviously.
Yes, exactly. We've recorded this episode before, and the recorder sort of crashed.
Yeah.
So we're back here again doing it.
We were like, both of us were super busy these past couple of weeks. We had like one date where we could record. We recorded it. It was a great session. You had to do so much editing on it.
So much. So the way it worked was the whole episode was recorded and saved.
Yeah.
Aside from about 10 minutes of like small 2-second clips spread out throughout the recording. And so I had to like cut through that. But of course, as the way it always is, those seconds were important bits of plot points that I could not have in there.
That's a bummer.
So we're here doing it again. So it'll be fun.
Take two. Yeah.
Take two of The Mighty Ducks 2.
Aha.
Yay.
Maybe it's destiny that we also have to make this episode twice, just like this was a sequel.
Maybe.
And it will be just the same, like how this movie is exactly the same as the first one.
Like how most sequels were in in 94. It's so weird how far sequels have come.
Yeah.
Anyway, I chose the film this week. I had two choices. This one, Mighty Ducks 2, and some basketball film called Above the Rim, which apparently stars Tupac, so that's cool.
Oh, that would have been,
But no, we did this one again, because obviously we were going to do this one.
Yeah, it's the Mighty Ducks. You gotta get the Mighty Ducks.
And not only did we both watch the second one,
yes,
you also watched the first one.
Yes, because last time we did a sequel, you watched the first one, which was an interesting take because I came into the movie. What was the movie again?
My Girl 2, yeah.
Yeah, My Girl 2. I came into it not knowing that there was a grandma or anything that existed beforehand. I had no idea until you told me about it, and I was like, what the
Yeah.
I didn't know. So it was sort of an eye-opening, me now watching the first one, then the second one, and me going, oh, Sandra's going to have no idea about this.
Well, I have seen this film before. 10 years ago.
Yeah, same.
But I have seen it before.
The Mighty Ducks, like, people have watched it before.
Yeah. If you can't remember the first one, basically, it's this guy, who plays hockey.
Yeah, it's this guy, lawyer guy. He becomes a hockey coach, not of his free will. He's a crappy hockey coach, but then he remembers he loves hockey. And then he teaches the kids to do the Mighty Flying V. And that's the movie.
Yeah. Fun fact about the first film. 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics not a fan.
Really?
It's like that for all three of them. They're all in the 20% mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one made a ton of money though, so of course there's a sequel.
Yeah, you got to make the sequels. I feel like they should have more than that because I really enjoyed the first Mighty Ducks.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like it set the staple for all sort of sports films afterwards.
Definitely, yeah.
And after things. It's got like all the tropes that become tropes sort of things.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not sure, like they could have possibly already been tropes at that point, but I don't really know.
I think maybe critics don't know what they're talking about.
Most likely, that is the case with this one. They didn't like Ace Ventura either at the time.
Yeah, that's true. And that's also a cult classic. It's interesting looking at that sort of thing.
We don't know how much this film cost. I'm guessing 20 million. How much do you think it made?
40,000?
Yeah. 45 million.
Okay,
yeah, there, which is good. The film also has so many names. D2, The Mighty Ducks 2.
Oh, yeah.
The Mighty Ducks Part 2. And in the UK, it's just called The Mighty Ducks because the first one is called Champions for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That's so bizarre. Why do they have all these names?
It's so weird.
That makes no sense. Why are they called the Champions? I don't understand.
It's so silly. I want to get a copy of it that just like starts off with Champions.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Anyway, so yeah, the second one starts off with flashbacks to the first one.
Yeah.
And because at the end of the first film, main character dude goes off to play hockey, right?
Yeah, so after he's coached the team, he's like, I'm going to get back into professional hockey. And then in a sort of like opening thing, he gets like injured. Which is like, oh, that's a bummer. And he sort of comes back to his hometown.
Yeah, he comes back to his hometown and he goes through this hockey shop where this old man is. And when I was like watching it, I went, oh, I remember the old man from the first film. It's the same character, isn't it?
No.
What?
As it turns out, they replaced the actor with another one, which I was a bit bummed about because he was like my favorite character from the first one.
Yeah.
They swap him over for his brother, which is, they have like a 2-line thing.
Convenient.
Yeah. So he's fine in this movie. I feel like he's just as good. Yeah, no, he's just as good as the previous character anyway. Yeah. It was just like, oh, it's sad. He's a cool actor. Oh, but he's still alright.
Yeah. So main character dude, I forget what his name is. I'm just Bombay is the main character's name. So he's working at this hockey shop, and this would you call him like a rich bloke? A fancy guy.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of comes in.
A rich boy.
Rich
boy, whose name is Don Tibbles, which is like the best name. And I might steal that name because it's fantastic.
It is good.
He comes in and is like, yo, fam, do you want some of that bling bling? Holla bling bling.
And Bombay's like, what up, dog? Yeah, I want that bling bling.
Now seeing you doing it, I realize how bad that was.
It's pretty bad.
Anyway, and yeah, so he offers him to work for him.
Yep.
To be like sponsored by him, so he can train the Mighty Ducks as to be the US team in like the World International Games.
It does the classic sport sequel thing in which it's like, let's take the team to be the national team and compete against every single country, which is what they all do.
Which I mean is fair.
Whatever.
Okay. There was a bit here that I do want to point out, which is he says like, because he's like telling him, oh, I'm here to sponsor you, give you all this money, and he's like, you're joking. In the most bland, like, I had no problem with this guy's acting. I think his acting in the first movie is great.
Yeah.
In this movie is great. Just this one line. It's like, was that the best take you had of that line? Did you just do one take? Because it's such a weird, bland line when he says it.
There are so many weird things kind of packed into the first half hour of this film. Because straight after this, we get introduced to the duck whistle, which had a bit of a Mandela effect on me. Because I then went, oh yeah, I remember the duck whistle from the first film.
Yeah, no, there was no duck whistle
not in
from
there.
the first film. There is at not any point a duck whistle. It's just introduced in this film as a sort of thing that they use to communicate, to indicate that it's presumably at some point between the movies they use this duck whistle to be like, yo, it's practice time.
Yeah. So, like Gordon goes to one of the teammates and is like, hey, get the team together. So they ride through town, blaring the duck whistle.
Yes.
We get introduced to everyone.
Oh, I hate that. So this scene, they're skating through the city. And once again, they go through a mall in rollerblades, like skating through it, which is super dangerous. And I'm pretty sure, like, if not a felon, like, at least not allowed in the mall.
Definitely not
like,
legal.
Extremely dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, in the first movie, this is what I had, like, pointed out, like, why are they skating through a mall? That's so dangerous. Literally in this movie, they bump into someone and knock over a lady into a fountain or whatever.
They do that. There's one point where they knock this worker guy into a wheelbarrow right below a cement mixer, then pour cement all over him.
Oh my god, he could have died. He could have drowned in cement, which is horrible. Just because these kids were skating by and knocked him over.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That's messed up.
Way to get us on the main character's side, Phil.
Yeah,
we're not.
Like, wow. Okay, so first off, skating, not cool.
Not cool.
It was the 90s, but still. Guys, dangerous. There's also, as they're rounding up the team, some of the kids that are made up this team, they're at work at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They just abandon their posts at work to join back with the team.
They're fired. Though to be honest, they are going on like an international trip. They'll probably get some good coin for that. But at the same time, just abandoning the jobs, they're fired. Yeah,
they're not getting those jobs back.
So the whole team get together and they go over to I guess you'd call like a training rink sort of thing.
Yeah.
To meet the brand new team members.
Yes.
By that we mean a whole bunch of stereotypes.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Once again, a big boy.
Yeah.
Which is the same as the other big boy.
They're very similar.
And I was very confused because in the previous film we had the big fella who comes in like, oh, I'm the big kid. I have a shot that goes like 1,000,000 miles per hour that no one wants to block because it will really hurt.
Yeah.
That's like in the first film. Now they just introduce another one.
Just another one. So they become good friends though. That's nice.
Yeah, which is cool. But yeah, no, it was really weird.
It's weird. There's a very young member who's also a figure skater.
Yeah,
that's cool. There's a cowgirl.
No, cow guy.
Oh, cow guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cow guy. So there's Olympic skater cow guy.
Yeah.
There's this goalie girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Who is like a really good goalie.
Well, we're told that.
We're told that. But for literally the entire film, they never use her. And she explains that she left her previous team to go with them so that she could be part of this international team, and they never use her. They use her at the final climax of the film, but at that point, her career's over. She hasn't done nothing. She gets screwed over this entire film.
She really does. I wonder if she's in the third one though, because if so, they might redeem. But who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
They also introduce a new trainer, someone to help with training, and it's this lady who's barely in the film, but she's training them. That's what you should know.
And she is like the new female lead because they got rid of the old one, or they couldn't get back the old one.
Classic 90s sequel.
Yeah, classic 90s sequel where they just have to get a new female lead so they at least have one. Yeah. And she has like 3 scenes total in the entire film.
One of those scenes is my favourite scene in the whole film. Yeah. So we'll get to that in a bit.
Anyway.
We then get like your classic training montage. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fast paced. It's real good.
Yeah.
They're also getting like crazy popular. The hype around them being the international young hockey team's huge. Yeah. They're on a box of Wheaties. That's cool. Oh yeah. I think they changed their team colors though, so they're no longer the Ducks. They're just like Team America.
Team USA.
Not Team America. They're Team USA. That's a different thing.
That's all of America, right? USA is all of America.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now that they're the US team, they go off to have a competition versus Jamaica.
Yes.
And I was like, whoa, the Jamaican team's great because they have this like bright, colorful uniforms. They have the like Jamaican like traditional music with those like electric metal drum sort of things.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I really like the other teams in this film. Like, in the previous film, I noted that I didn't really care about the other teams because they were like the Falcons or whatever, were the bad team or whatever. But specifically in this film, I liked the other teams because they had a bit more flavor. With the other teams, I'm sure they maybe reflected real teams in the US, but I didn't care.
I also feel like they made the other teams more human as well. Yeah. Like they weren't just, oh, we're mean. Yeah. We're gonna destroy you.
Yeah, because the other team, they were,
Yeah.
There was like the one player we got from that other team, but the rest of the team were like, Urgh.
Yeah.
Where in this one, they're actually just teams that are working for, to be the best.
Yes, so they play against Jamaica. Yeah. Cool team. The Ducks win though, so good on them.
Honestly, I'd be fine with just a movie about the Jamaican team or like one of the other teams because those would have been cool. Anyway.
They play Jamaica and after they win, the Icelandic team rocks up to see what the competition is, and we're introduced to the villain.
Yeah, who is Villain McVillainy from Villain Town.
What a villain.
Yeah, I believe you said he looks like a Bond villain.
He does. He is A Bond villain.
Which is the best comparison, and I'm mad I didn't think of it, because yes, he looks like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
He has no compelling character traits other than he is a villain.
Yep. That's his whole reason for just living, is that he's a villain.
And it's kind of sad, because in the last movie, the villain was like an integral character.
Yeah.
Like, the main character had a connection to him.
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's like, he's just a bad person.
Yeah. So they meet the Icelandic team, and he's like, "Oh, watch out! We're the champions. We're gonna win." And they're like, "Okay."
Although I'm not gonna lie, the Vikings sound real cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'd watch a movie about the Vikings.
The team is pretty good as well.
Yeah,
I like all the players. They're good. They then all split up. The coach dude goes off to see his new house, which is huge and amazing. And wow.
Because the sponsors are giving him his whole house, and it's like, whoa.
It's massive. The team, though, get to stay in what I think can only be described as like a bunkhouse at a summer camp.
It was like, wait a minute. These are the team players. I know they're kids and everything, but still, they're like representing the world.
Yeah.
You know, well, not the world. I mean, the USA is the world. We know this.
Exactly.
America is the world. But, you know, surely they could find better accommodations. I guess the big kids, they get like a room together and they seem to gel pretty well.
Yeah, they're pretty good friends. So, the trainer comes in though and has like a talk with them and is like, "You're 1-1, but I don't think it's quite set in yet. You're competing in the Olympics." And the kids have this conversation with the trainer about what the Olympics are, and they're so dumb.
Yeah.
They're like, "When did the Olympics start?" Well, they started there. "Oh, was America a part of the Olympics back in those times?" No, America's a new country. It's like, these kids are annoying, but also very funny scene.
It was great. Then they have a thing where the kids go out and like do some shopping.
Oh yeah, this was weird as well.
Yeah, it was such a weird scene, because they go out shopping, but to get into the shops, you got like to ring doorbells or something. Is that a thing in other places?
I don't know.
Was that a thing back then?
Well, they're going to like high fashion shops.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
But then they're not allowed in because they're unsupervised kids.
So they lie. They're like, "We're the kids of this famous model person or something like that. Let us in." And
so they're let in. Then we have like a super creepy scene where the shop owner gets like some models to model some clothing for them, and then we've got this young kids oogling these models.
It's very
one of them
strange.
Winks to them.
Yeah, one of the models winks at like, okay.
You reverse the roles in this situation. It's not okay.
It's just none of the
and
then
it's
they
not okay. But then they're kicked out.
They're kicked out. It's such a weird scene that I don't know. Maybe it would have been funny if you were like 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Target audience for this film, but also I don't know.
It was very creepy, and I was like, I'm not okay with this. This would definitely not be okay nowadays.
Yeah. Anyway. They go play another game. They play a game against Italy.
Yes.
And they win
Yaha.
With the help of number 1 heckler boy, very young Kenan Thompson, my favorite character in the film.
Stupid face.
No, such a good character. Such a great heckler.
No. So there's a kid that's like heckling. He has some garbage lines. I hated him.
No.
Later on, he's added to the team for some godforsaken reason, because he's a main character now.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks. I hate everything.
Nah, he's great. Big fan of Kenan Thompson on like SNL and stuff, and it was great to see him as a very young kid just heckling.
Yeah, no, it was silly.
Anyway. The coach then, Mr. Bombay, for some reason decides to ask out the Icelandic trainer.
Yeah.
And they go out, and then the team's like, "What's going on here?" And they lose morale.
Yeah, he's like going all greedy because he's like, "Oh, it's the world championships. You gotta be the best," and all that.
And then it's revealed, "Oh wait, we're playing each other tomorrow. USA versus Iceland. We can't be friends. Goodbye." Then they play Iceland. Iceland win by large margin as
Yes, so this isn't like the final game. It's
No.
just like one of the games they do, but they kick their ass, and they're all sort of not happy about this.
Yeah. Keenan Thompson, he is just heckling, and he sees
Yeah.
Goldberg and is like, "Hey, Goldberg, I bet if that puck was a cheeseburger, you'd stop it."
Whoa.
Because he's the goalie.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
I hated it.
Because
I
Goldberg's
hated
always getting
every
picked up.
line. So after the game, the rich guy goes up to him and is like, "I'm paying you guys to win,
Yeah.
not to lose, you idiot."
And Bombay's like, "Well, if the people are hard and... Yep, I like money."
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he said.
And then he goes and talks with the kids. It has one of my favorite lines, which is, "Who said this is supposed to be fun?" Which one of the kids replies, "You did."
Yes. Last film.
Yeah, last
That was
film.
the whole lesson that you learnt last film, and
Yes.
now you're unlearning that entire lesson
because
again.
that's all sequels from back then. We're like, let's unlearn the lesson we learned last film so we can relearn it again.
That's great.
Therefore, we
Don't
can
you
make the
love
same
that?
film. Yeah.
I love that stuff. Yeah, so the team is just falling apart.
Yeah.
It's just like no one's having fun anymore, but then good old buddy Keenan Thompson comes in, saves the day.
It's the worst.
He sets up this local, because I think they're in LA.
Yep.
He sets up a meeting with the local LA hockey crew, like street hockey though.
Street hockey though, which is interesting. I like that.
And it's like, hey, street hockey team, show the Ducks how to play. And so
give them back their mojo.
yeah,
Sort of thing.
and so they do. There's like a training montage, very good training montage as well.
Yeah, it was a pretty good training montage. I enjoyed it.
Is this where we're introduced to the knuckle puck?
Yes, this is so. During this, they're like, so you got the stupid kid, the heckler kid.
great
He's
kid.
playing
Best
but he has
character, whole film.
He has a special pitch,
Yeah.
which is called the knuckle puck. Which
That's the name that you came up with. Okay. Good work, film.
Yeah, good job, film. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Anyway, but he like flips it on its side and shoots it, and it like spins through the air weirdly or something.
Yeah.
So after this sort of training montage, they're back in it. The old guy from the shop comes in.
Yeah, from the start comes through.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yo, you're being a bad coach again." And he's like, "Oh man, I'm being a bad coach again. I've got to be good again."
This seems to happen roughly every 2 years, around the time where there's an important life event.
No, really? Yeah. Outside, the coach like burns a piece of paraphernalia from the sponsor, and it means nothing.
So
I was pointing this out because he's got like this giant cardboard cutout of himself, and he's like, "I'm going to burn this to show that I don't care about the money anymore. I'm just about the team." But it means nothing.
He's just done a complete 180 in the space of like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And now he's like anti-corporation and all this stuff.
Or
it's
whatever.
Like, whatever, mate. The team is still like, we don't completely trust you, so they go and train a bit. And who else shows up? None other than the Icelandic coach.
Yes,
Who
because this
is
is like
real mean.
Yeah, so there's like all right, the final game's coming up versus the Atlantic team. All right, we're going to do some training. You know what? Instead of training, we're just going to have some fun. And he gets out like a beach ball and they're having fun. And then the evil guy comes in, grabs the beach ball and just pops it because he hates beach balls. Beach balls killed his family.
This guy is so evil.
Yeah, he's such an evil and a dick to beach balls. And then they have like a little coach off.
Hang on, just quickly. They completely missed a joke.
What do you
They
mean?
could have had the beach ball let out like a soft squeaky noise as it deflated, and it would have been hilarious. Instead, it's just like this awkward scene where this guy smashes a beach ball.
I disagree. I think that would have also been terrible.
Okay.
I think it's all terrible. No, that would have been more funny though.
Okay.
Then they have like a coach off
Yeah. Well,
to like prove who's the best coach.
it's more of like a yell off, but yeah.
No, but then they do like a little competition thing to like try and shoot pucks into
They do.
goal.
Yeah, and so it's like, we'll see you tomorrow for the final game.
Yep. And so they cut to the final game.
Yeah.
where they're going against the Icelandic team.
They're playing against each other.
It's not going well.
No. To quote one of the ducks, they're like, no, we can't do it. We can't make it. Iceland is big. They're bigger. They're stronger. And they've got more facial hair. Can't win. Can't do it.
That's a good one.
I think, they're ahead by like 4 points when they finally...
It's like 4-0 or something.
Yeah.
So the Mighty Ducks or the Mighty USA need to do something.
The Mighty Eagles.
So they try the Flying V, but for the first time in film, the Flying V fails.
Oh, no.
Which I thought was cool, because it's kind of dumb that they just keep doing this one strat and then it always works.
Yeah. It's also a well-known strategy at
yes,
this point.
because everyone knows that that's their strategy. So it makes sense that these guys are like, oh, it's the Flying V, we have a countermeasure for this.
Yeah. It all looks pretty grim until they ask the two older dudes to get up on the ice, and they just sort of like skate around and like, hit into people.
Yeah, does some bruising up.
And this is where like...
What do you mean?
Like, yes, I want the Ducks to win. But the strategy they're going about it's not fair.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess the Icelandic team is pretty big.
Yeah, they're big like, guys who've been sort of like bashing around the Ducks at this point.
But yeah,
they've been doing their fair share of bashing, so I think it's only fair if the big boys come in and do a bit of bashing.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's a rough sport, it's rough and tumble, and we got our big boys coming in. It's all part of the strat.
The crowd is also going like nuts at this point. Like they're banging on the walls, everything's shaking and loud, and it's just like whoa. So then we got like our specials guys that have been introduced. They do their thing. So like the Olympic guy does his sort of spinning move. Yeah.
I think the small like Olympic guy, he beats up one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's like a very contrived sort of scene because the big actor has to like bend down physically for this little one to beat him up. Yeah. So it's real funny.
Then we get my least favorite moment in the film, which is where one of the characters has gotten cornered by one of the Icelandic players.
Yes, and this is like they're cornered and nowhere near the puck, but still this other Icelandic player is like, instead of going for the puck and doing anything, I'm going to do an illegal move and slam into this player so that they
And so what happens?
Get injured.
None other than Cowboy comes in and
lassos
the Icelandic player.
Yep.
An extremely illegal move.
Yeah, but to be fair, there's been a lot of like illegal moves that have happened. Technically, this Icelandic guy was about to do an illegal move by slamming into this player without any cause. So it's an illegal move to stop an illegal move.
Yeah. That's it.
So really he certainly gets a penalty for that.
I think like 2 minutes or something.
It's nothing. But another favorite quote of mine, this isn't a hockey game, it's a circus.
That really is what it turns into.
Yeah.
To make it even more like a circus, there's a quick halftime.
Yeah.
They go off to the lockers. They're like, yes, you've got the crowd on your side by doing super illegal moves, and you got a couple points up, but you're still losing.
So what are we going to do? Something that will really help the team play better.
We're going to just bring back the old uniforms.
Yes.
And also the duck whistle.
Yes, the duck whistle, the old uniforms.
Remember that from the first film?
No, because it wasn't in there. Woo! So they have
duck whistle is the most contrived thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just like,
anyway, so they have these new uniforms for some reason that they have ducks on them instead of USA. I was like, oh, they're just gonna lose their sponsorship over this, because they're not. They don't have their brand on them.
No.
Their sponsor's going to be pissed.
And instead, when they roll out,
the sponsor guy's great. He's like, fantastic.
Yes, I like the new design. That's not realistic.
So I was like, oh, okay. He's just completely okay with this.
Yeah, he's just fine. You know what else? Everyone in the stadium is also totally okay with them coming out to the song "We Will Quack You."
Oh, right, yeah. The crowd starts chanting "We will quack you."
That is not threatening in the slightest.
I remember there's like some of the stage extras I saw in the crowds just like doing the most unenthusiastic clap and having the most bored look on their face.
Why are we yelling, "We will crack you"?
And then slowly say, "We will crack you."
The actual Queen song slowly fades in though, and then it gets good.
Oh yeah.
The game kicks off as well.
Yeah. And so then they like 1 point off.
They're 1 point off, and so your best mate, Kenan Thompson, comes through with his heckling powers.
What?
And he...
How does his heckling powers have anything to do with this?
He sort of does like a fake out with the knuckle puck move thing that he likes to do.
They swap him with the goalie.
That's right, because they're both African American.
Yeah, so they're both African American, and so they pretend that he's the goalie instead.
Yep.
So what happens is they pass the puck to the goalie, which is like, why are they passing to the goalie? Oh wait, it's not the goalie, it's the other guy, which I thought might have been a little bit close to racist.
Maybe.
A little bit. Just
a little bit.
And then he does his knuckle puck move. Yeah. They're tied on the scores. But then it's, the end of the game. Yeah. So they're tied up. So now they have to do...
Shootout? One of those.
Yeah, shoot off. Yeah. They gotta shoot 5...
Yeah. We know sports.
Pucks.
We know sports.
And then whoever gets the most wins.
Yep. And so they do it. One after another, they shoot for the goal and they all hit.
Yeah,
it's
except...
like hits.
And then at the very end, you have the Icelandic guy. If he hits this, then they win.
Yeah.
Or they're tied or something.
Yeah.
So... instead of the normal goalie that they've had for the entire movie, now that goalie girl gets this one chance.
Finally, they've been hyping her up the whole film. Will she deliver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just catches it.
She really should have had more screen time.
Yeah, no, she had no screen time whatsoever.
To be fair, none of the kids had that much screen time.
Yeah,
though.
The new ones, I don't know why they introduced new ones. It's so...
Yeah.
It was so meh.
Anyway, so the USA wins, obviously.
Yay!
And
I think you mean the Mighty Ducks. They're not the USA anymore. They're the Mighty Ducks because reasons.
I really like where they win because the Icelandic players, they're disappointed, but they also congratulate them.
Yeah, The Icelandic team's real cool. Obviously, the evil coach is evil, but they're like, you know what? It wasn't our fault. It was your fault, evil coach, for being so evil and bad. And then the Icelandic guys come over and congratulate them, which is real cool.
Real cool. Yeah. And then
I like the Icelandic team.
Yeah. There isn't much of like an epilogue. We don't really have anything to lead into the third film. It just ends with them sitting around a campfire singing Queen songs.
Yes, which is funny because I thought maybe that was their workaround for like getting the licensing for the song or whatever. They just sing it. And or they were just trying to stretch out their licensing of the song.
Maybe something like that.
So what did you think?
As a standalone, I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah. Like there was some really good moments. There were some pretty funny lines. I really liked like Kenan Thompson's scene.
Yep.
Other actors in there like Nelson from Daredevil is in it. Like Foggy Nelson from the Daredevil TV show is like a teenager in this, and it's really weird because he's trying to play like a cool guy where he's very uncool in Daredevil.
Oh, really?
It's really funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think like some characters from Wet Hot American Summer show up in this. Kirsten Dunst is in it at like one point.
Clearly this movie did well for their careers.
It did very well. And so like that was cool. It was, fun, disposable sort of film for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'd rate it yet, so I'm going to get your thoughts first.
Well, the problem I have with this movie is it's just the first movie again.
Yeah.
Except it's got all these old characters and it introduces some new ones that I don't care too much about. I like the old ones. The ones I care about are like the new teams. They're kind of cool. I like those, and that's it.
Okay. Fair.
Those teams were really cool. Other than that, like the villain kind of sucked.
Oh yeah, no good.
Especially compared to the first movie where we had this sort of personal connection to this villain, because it's like his previous coach or whatever. Whereas in this movie, it's just some evil dude.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. And there's like no female roles in this entire film, which is like just a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
So personally, I'm going to rate this an oldie.
Okay.
But the first movie I'm going to rate a goodie. And I think you should definitely, if you haven't, go see The Mighty Ducks. Go find an old copy of The Mighty Ducks and watch it. Because it's a good film.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth the watch. Whereas this film, I would say watch the first one instead. Because it's the first one, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas this film's like just the same, but slightly worse.
Yeah. And I would say if you can't find the first one, it's also worth just watching the second one. Because it could feel like a brand new film.
That's fair.
Because they are very similar.
Personally, after watching the first one, I feel like I'm going to rate this one an oldie.
Yeah.
But if you want to rate it a goodie, I think that's fair.
I don't know. Because, look, while sport films like this are fun, there are much better ones.
That's true.
But also...
the first one.
Like the first one. But also, in terms of a sport film for kids, it's really this and Space Jam, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. I love Space Jam.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go on the very low end of a goodie for me, because I did have fun with it.
That's fair.
But if I saw the first one, it'd probably be an oldie.
Yeah. I feel like, if you have to see this one on its own, it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
But the first one's better. So, yeah.
So that is Mighty Ducks 2. If you've seen it, let us know what you thought. You can get in touch. Email address, Facebook page, Instagram accounts, all that stuff is linked
YouTube's
in our description. And YouTube as well. Yeah.
Smash that bell button.
If you want us to do the third one, let us know. It could be a bonus episode, maybe. I'm not against watching it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It doesn't look amazing, but
okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But in terms of next week's episode, Zach.
Yes. Next week being...
By next week, I mean Friday.
Yeah, because we need to, catch up really bad now, because we missed...
There's going to be 2 episodes for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So 2 episodes a week for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
As we wait.
So what are we doing next?
So next week, you're choosing. You've got quite a few choices. So let's quickly go through them. Another sports film.
Yep.
Major League 2.
Okay. Wait, another sequel as well?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
You've got one called Clifford, which is Martin
The Big Red
Short.
Dog?
I mean, no. It's not the Big Red Dog. Unfortunately, it is about a family, and one of them's a brat.
Oh. I was excited when you said Clifford, because I thought it was a Big Red Dog, and I was like... Dude, we gotta see Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. That's grouse.
Yeah.
But no. Okay. What's the other one?
You've got Jimmy Hollywood, a film with Joe Pesci from Home Alone and stuff. He is an actor who becomes a vigilante.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Maybe.
What do you mean? So he becomes a vigilante?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna do crime. I'm gonna
what is it? An action movie?
Criminals. I think it's meant to be a comedy.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I have no idea. I couldn't find much about it. And then your fourth and final choice is Thumbelina, animated musical.
Okay.
I've already seen it.
Oh, have you?
It's awful.
Oh, really? Oh.
It's the worst animated musical possibly ever.
Wow.
So what do you choose?
Okay.
Don't make my opinion.
Yeah, no. Well, clearly we're not going to see Thumbelina then.
Oh.
No. And I feel like we just did a sports sequel.
Yeah, we literally just did one.
So, no thank you. So what are the other 2 choices?
Clifford, Jimmy Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see Clifford because it's not the Big Red Dog. So, Jimmy, what's it?
Jimmy Hollywood, next week.
Jimmy Hollywood. Sounds
Joe
good.
Pesci, comedy. All right. So until then, we end with our favourite quote.
My favourite quote being, "This isn't a hockey game. This is a circus." And what is yours, Sandro?
That is a good one. I like when they were facing up against Iceland and were like, we can't make it. Iceland are bigger, they're stronger, and they have more facial hair.
That's a good one too. All right, catch you later.
See ya.